What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Mina channel. And today I have my review for Persona Q2 Cinema Labyrinth. And I actually played this game back when it was released last year on the 3DS in Japan. I did buy my copy and I played it in Japanese, so the English version is actually coming out tomorrow, so look forward to that. Now all my footage, or most of my footage, might be in Japanese with Japanese subtitles on it, so just keep that in mind as we move forward with it. It's not the first Japanese game that I played, so I understand enough Japanese to kind of just go through the story and everything. And I tried originally to live stream this game, but it didn't work out. I don't really have a good setup for recording 3DS games, and the setup that I had right now, it just wasn't working out. There was like a lot of lag and that kind of stuff, and it makes me uncomfortable when a game doesn't look good with everything. So I just played it on my 3DS, and I was just like, I'm just gonna review it. So some of the footage you're gonna see is gonna be very early footage from my first 3 hours of the game. Now, Atlus does want you to know that there are spoilers, like major spoilers in the game, and they will block videos if they feature later date footage. There's specific dates and everything like that. So I'm definitely wanting to stay away from all that. So if you don't see anything late game or anything like that, that's why. I'm just trying to avoid all that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with this video. And like always, we're going to start with the story. I will say that this game had a better story than Persona Q, but not by much. It's not a huge improvement, but it's just a little bit improvement, and that's good too. So Persona Q actually starts with the cast of Persona 5, which is different from the other game. And in this game, you basically start as Persona 5 characters. They are just having a normal day at school and everything. They go to one of the dungeons, and then get teleported to another world or a different world. They don't know what's going on there. They end up losing some characters. They need to find them. They can't find them. Now it's kind of like their big deal is to be able to find their companions and just kind of be able to escape from wherever they are. They meet two new characters who are a little bit suspicious, but their background stories seem fairly believable, so they kind of believe in them and kind of like, yeah, let's go ahead and see what's going on here. What the interesting thing about this game is that they're able to bring past bosses but with a twist to them, and I like that. I like that they were able to bring just a little bit something. Kamoshida Man, which is the first boss in the first part of the game, is fairly interesting because it's a twist on the Kamoshida character from Persona 5. And from then on, you start fighting weird bosses and that kind of stuff. The game is very different from what you will expect on a Persona game, but if you play Persona Q, it's very similar. But I do like the little twist with the bosses and that kind of stuff. Once a little bit the story progresses a little bit further, they actually meet characters from Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 3 Portable. So it's a good mix and everything. I think it's a good little introduction for the characters and everything if you never played the other games. So if you're looking to kind of just get into the other games, I think this game will allow you to kind of meet the cast of Persona 3 and 4. Kind of just decide whether you want to play Persona 3 and 4. So that's pretty much it. It becomes a mystery of the sorts, and you know, it's an interesting story. Like I said, it's good, but it's not as good as something like the actual Persona games, that kind of stuff, which at this point to me doesn't really come as a surprise as I played Persona Q, but I did expect a very big improvement as far as story and everything like that. But to me personally, that wasn't there yet. The game was fun, yes, very fun, but the story wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be. So I'm gonna give story a 7 out of 10. I think it's still pretty good, but there's definitely some tweaks that they could have done to make it better, such as character development and motivations and that kind of stuff, especially for the new characters and that kind of stuff. So moving on, I have the gameplay, and the gameplay is easily one of the most entertaining parts of Persona Q. So if you don't know, Persona Q is also a spin-off series on Etrian Odyssey, which is another RPG series by Atlus. They have a specific type of gameplay, and they were able to mix Etrian Odyssey gameplay and Persona gameplay into a combination of the two, and it works out really good. I actually have a lot of fun playing it, even though it does play in first person, which is different from a Persona game. it is still very entertaining. The puzzles are very interesting and intricate, and it makes you feel smart when you get one correctly and everything. So there's a lot of really good stuff in it. The combat system is not difficult to learn, which is similar to the one in Persona 5 or Persona 4, Persona 3. But there's new elements to it, and it makes you think more. Makes you think more about the party that you want to have and what you want to do better and that kind of stuff, because it does makes you. Think a little bit different stuff. Now, I do want to say that the DLC in this particular game, it actually does affect a little bit on the gameplay for you. If you do end up buying something like the additional personas you can purchase and that kind of stuff, it does affect the gameplay. So just keep in mind that some of the personas that you can buy are really high leveled, and you might find yourself overpowered if you end up doing that. But at the same time, some people do like to play with the different personas and kind of stuff. So just be advised that if you do, the levels do affect a little bit of the gameplay. Some people do care about that, some people don't. The gameplay itself is not hard, but I do think that the difficulty is just good enough. I think it's if not as similar to Persona Q, is about the same, but really good still, really well polished, really interesting. So I'll give it a 9 out of 10 for the gameplay. I think it's very good. And then moving on to just the performance of the game, graphics, and that kind of stuff. I don't want to tell you, this game looks good for a 3DS game, but it doesn't look super good. I think it looks fine. If you played other Persona games, or if you played other Shin Megami Tensei games on the 3DS, you know they can make these games look really good. And this game looks good, but at times certain sprites on the characters look pixelated, even on the screen, on the little screen and everything. And I don't know if I like that, because I remember on the previous system on Persona Q that wasn't the case. The other characters looked pretty good. So I don't know what happened here, that maybe some of them didn't look good at times. But for a 3DS game, like I said, this is pretty good. You can't expect much to it. I really hope that this game was a little bit more polished on that side, but this is more of an easygoing game and that kind of stuff, so it's fine. The music, however, is fantastic. It's phenomenal. Shoji Meguro, like always, does a really good job of adding new tracks that do add some layer to the story, that add something interesting there. And this is the case here too. A lot of the tracks are really good. They're memorable, and I can't wait to hear them on whenever they have the soundtrack and everything out. I really want to keep some of those tracks. So it's really good stuff there. Now I do want to talk about the voice acting, because this is kind of something that a lot of people talk to me about, and some people that complained about it. So the American version or the North American version of this game is actually not gonna come with a dub. So what it means for you as a player is that you're gonna be playing the game entirely in Japanese with subtitles in English. Some people care about that, some people don't care about that. I definitely see on the fence on this one, because for a part I really don't care what it is in Japanese or English, since I play the game in Japanese originally. But I will understand if some people do care about that, because all the Persona games, or the majority of Persona games, have always been dubbed or translated to the language in English. So I do feel that it's a little bit frustrating on one side when you get attached to these characters and Atlas doesn't want to spend the money to get it dubbed. I think this is a little bit shitty on that side. I totally understand that, especially if you spend 200, 300 hours playing Persona 5 and you know their voices, and now you know go and play Persona Q2 and all their voices still different. I totally get that, guys. To me it wasn't a problem, but I do want to mention it. It is not gonna come with a dub, and I doubt that it's gonna happen, just because it's a really low economy kind of game, you know. Like I said, with the graphics and everything, it's not superb or anything like that. The style's still there, but it's not as stylish, as good looking as something like Persona 5 per se. It's not gonna happen on the 3DS. So I'm gonna give performance a 8 out of 10. Like I said, it looks pretty good for the most part. The music is definitely a highlight of the performance. The voice acting in Japanese is still really good, so don't think that it's not good. It's really good, but it's definitely gonna be bothersome for some people who want to play it in English, and the graphics are okay. So let's go ahead and give us a final score for this, and I'm gonna be giving Persona Q2 an 8 out of 10, and I think I'm being a little bit lenient here because there's a lot of fun to be had in this game. Just being able to spend time with all the different characters from different stuff, their interactions for characters from Persona 3 and 4 and 5, it's super funny. This game had me laughing at times just because of the dumb interactions they have and everything. This game is meant to be a fan servicey game. The story is not meant to be the focus of it. It's mainly just about them just having fun with each other and discovering a mystery kind of thing. So as long as you go with that mentality, you're gonna have fun with this game. On that side, I would like to mention that because this game is more of a fan servicey, a lot of the characters get reduced to something like a one-note kind of characters. There's no two-dimension to them or anything like that, which is something you're used to from Persona games. Characters that have more depth, like Ryuji, for example, they're more on the funny side, the kind of stuff. Same with a lot of different characters. More of them are just funny now. There's not this depth to them anymore, which is fine. Like I said, this is supposed to be like a chibi version of the characters, a funny version of them. So not their true version of them, not their interaction. This is just like a pocket-sized version. So if as long as you think about it like that, you'll be fine. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this video here. If you're new, liking and subscribing will be cool, but let me know what you think about this game if you played it already. And if you haven't, definitely go check it out. It's a good Persona game, but it's definitely not gonna be on the top of your list. Thank you so much for watching this video here, and I'll see you next time.